What's up guys, Demon Asylum here, and in this video I wanted to talk about what other games from Bethesda could be announced at their E3 conference this weekend. Now some of you may be wondering why I'm even speculating there will be new games announced by them, and aside from the fact that they've already said we will be getting some more surprises alongside Rage 2 and Fallout 76, a video of the history of Bethesda recently got uploaded by NoClip, which I highly recommend watching by the way. I'll put a link to it in the description down below, and at the end of that video, Danny O'Dwyer, who is the person that conducted the whole thing, said this.
So we'll catch up after Bethesda's E3 showcase for an exciting behind-the-scenes deep dive into the new games this studio has been working on.
Now, as you guys should have heard, he said new games this studio has been working on, plural. With that being said, we definitely have more reason to believe that it's not just Fallout 76 Bethesda has been working on and plans to show us at E3. Now, is it likely they will be showing us multiple other new games that they've been working on? Probably not. I'd say it's much more likely that they just end up showing us one other new game. The only exception to that is if they're showing us a new mobile game, such as when they announced Fallout Shelter alongside Fallout 4. They may very well do something similar this time around, even if it's not Fallout related, and if that's the case, I could see them still announcing another big game as well. So with that raises the obvious question, what could this other game be? Well, let's first get out of the way that they could just end up announcing Fallout Shelter 2, a new Fallout mobile game that's more similar or connected to Fallout 76, or just a new mobile game in general. Whether or not they do announce a new mobile game, let's consider what big games that aren't on mobile they could announce too. I think the first game that will likely come to most people's mind is Starfield. Now this is a game that we to this day still don't know actually exists, but yet as years go by it continues to grow as a topic of discussion, as well as seems to be thought of as more and more likely to get announced. So could this finally be the time? Will Starfield finally get revealed? I've never gotten on the bandwagon for it too much because again there isn't really anything concrete to prove that it's in development or coming ever, but I think if there was any big game that we know something about at least, and that has the most realistic chance of getting announced, Starfield would be it. Now if Starfield is the most realistic possibility of another new game that Bethesda announces, what's the most unrealistic? I think we all know the answer to that question, and it's of course Elder Scrolls 6. Now while I have absolutely zero belief that Elder Scrolls 6 will get announced at E3 this year, anything is possible. Part of that anything could even be a spin-off Elder Scrolls game. There was a leak recently about a ton of Fallout 76 and Bethesda info, and part of that leak was that a new Elder Scrolls game would be announced at E3. Personally, I thought immediately that it's a bunch of crap, and it probably is, but it's hardly out of the realm of possibility for us to see a spin-off Elder Scrolls game, especially when we're getting one for Fallout right now, and when we thought we wouldn't be getting a new Fallout game at all for at least another year, if not longer. However, of course, you could argue the fact that because a new Fallout has been revealed and will likely release this year, that it's all the more unlikely a new Elder Scrolls would be announced, and I couldn't really disagree with you on that. Let's just keep in mind though that just because another big game from Bethesda could get announced at E3 doesn't mean it has to come out this year. I'm sure if they announced Starfield or even more so a new Elder Scrolls, that no one would mind having to wait until next year for it simply because it would have gotten officially announced at least and shown us even just the tiniest reveal for it. Moving away now from the possible new and big releases that could be announced, what else is left? Well, it could simply be that remaster of Fallout 3 that we all thought for so long we were going to be getting this year, and that honestly we still have some decent reason to believe we will be getting. It could even be a bundle remaster that includes New Vegas. You could of course argue though that because these would just be remasters that they wouldn't likely be considered new games, as Danny said, and assuming that's the case, there isn't really too many possibilities here. It could be a new mobile game, it could be Starfield, it could be a new Elder Scrolls game, or it could be a different completely new IP that we don't know the name of. Or who knows, maybe this is just being read into way too much, and for us to expect anything more will just leave us in disappointment. No matter the result here though, we are getting Fallout 76 at the very least, and so let's just put the majority of our hope into that game being a good one. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if you think we'll be getting another new game from Bethesda announced at E3, and if so, what you think it will be. As always, if you've enjoyed the video or found it informative, be sure to drop a like on it down below, subscribe for more, and click that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.